conservative. Like if he gets a lead toward the end, he can't be conservative.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
Here at Fields and Brown Barbershop, legacy means a lot. We're trying to fill big shoes left by my two uncles and my grandfather, where every haircut came with conversation and every customer left a little taller than when they walked in. The barbershop is about pride. It's about knowing your barber knows your name and your story. Come see us at Fields and Brown Barbershop, where tradition never goes out of style. 3 generations, 1 legacy, your barbershop.
Arctic Air keeps your home or business comfortable. For more than 20 years, we provided outstanding residential and commercial services through southern Middle Tennessee. Whether you need assistance with your heat, air conditioning, preventive maintenance, or anything in between, trust our reliable team to get the job done. We'll take the time to figure out your specific needs and recommend what we believe is right and best for your situation.
We've been using Arctic Air for over 15 years now. Their service is great, they're here when we need them, and their prices are competitive. They take the worry out of the heat and air so I don't have to.
Arctic Air. When you need us, we'll be there.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
Hey, welcome everybody to a special edition of X Sports Live. We're going to call this the Cuttin Up with Clint and Dusty edition and the third Saturday in October edition. How you doing, my good friend?
Man, I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm good. I'm Clint Brazier along with Dusty. Michael Marks has stepped in tonight to be our producer extraordinaire. AJ has gone to Egypt, I think, to call a JUCO college soccer game. Was it soccer? Or?
Yeah, I think he passed Sudan a little while ago.
Yeah, Ben, we're going to have to talk about this, sending our boy off all over God's creation.
It's 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah. And we had a lot of wrestling to talk about.
We got a lot we can talk about.
We had a whole lot we need to. But now tonight, folks, if you tuned in expecting to hear local sports, we're not doing that.
Nope.
We're not doing wrestling. We're not going to talk NFL. We're talking college football, but mostly the third Saturday in October, me being a Tennessee fan, Dusty being a Roll Tide fan. We're going to get into the third Saturday in October. So this is your college football preview for the week. I know Michael, Taylor, AJ, they can do a high school preview. I'm sure they'll be doing those. And we've got some teams in the county to brag about, but we'll let those guys do that.
Yep.
Dusty, it is what it is. It's the third Saturday in October. I think somewhere I had wrote down, this is the 108th meeting, and they played every year since 1928.
Wow.
Every year since 1928, but it's the 108th meeting.
There's a lot of history right there. You know, we talk about one of the things we've talked about over the years in college football is the rivalry. Mm-hmm. You know, and I know we'll get into it a little bit more in depth. And it's a shame, really. I'm going to go ahead and go this route that college football, when they were doing the scheduling, you know, they've talked about this game may not happen anymore because they were going to take the Tennessee-Alabama game off the schedule and add something else, you know, and I was just like, you can't do that.
Yeah, I still can't understand it. I still can't believe that Tennessee won't be playing Florida every year.
Right. It's
Florida
just,
and Alabama. You know, Kentucky's locked in for Tennessee, and Vanderbilt, along with Alabama, is locked in. Well, I don't know if that's locked in every year, Michael. I mean, but is that something they're going to go back and look at maybe every 4 or 5 years?
I think it's 4 years they're supposed to go back and look at it, and they've got to. I mean, the Kentucky game's going to be terrible.
Well, I mean, don't get me wrong. If you're looking for a win,
well, sure.
I mean, I think Tennessee people would pay Kentucky to keep Stoops there.
Absolutely.
I mean, you just go ahead and mark that one off.
Just mark that on
That's
the
a bye week almost.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you still want to, you know, we grew up when Tennessee and Florida was a huge rivalry. It's just going to be weird that they're not playing each other. Alabama, they're locked in as Tennessee, LSU, and Auburn.
Yep.
So Alabama really got the worst end of that lock.
Well, sure we did. Yeah.
Mississippi State, not LSU.
Oh,
Is it Miss? Okay.
Well, there you go.
I knew there was a flip flop
Which that doesn't seem right. That Alabama and LSU's not going to play every
No,
year.
because I mean that is our rival. Mississippi State's really not a rival to Alabama. I've been to several Mississippi State games in Tuscaloosa, and them fans don't come up there.
You know, I feel like if that, I think I did the math. I think if the SEC could add 2 more teams, you could almost do a North, East, South, West division of it. And rotate it that way.
That would be cool.
You know what I mean?
Right, that way you get a little bit of all of it.
But I will say this about the SEC. At least they keep theirs geographically common sense wise.
Yeah, I mean, Oklahoma and Texas, Oklahoma's the furthest one away, but it's still not bad.
It's Southern.
It is Southern.
I mean, it ain't Cal going to play in Miami in an ACC
or
game.
they're going to Pitt and playing in UCLA, you know, something like that. But yeah, I mean, this weekend it means so much. Just right here where we live, not just everywhere else. It's right here, and I mean, like as you see, he's got on his Tennessee clothes. I don't have on my Alabama stuff, but like,
'Cause I'm a bigger fan.
He is a bigger fan, but like it means something.
Yeah. I mean, listen, if Tennessee loses Saturday, then I'm going to soak it up these next 4 days. I've got bragging rights for at least 4 more days.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
4 more days.
That's right.
Hey, listen, and there's a guy that I'm gonna give a shout out to, a guy named Dwight Green. He's one of our porters at work, huge Tennessee fan. And this guy's got a crazy bet. If we win, he has to stand in our service drive with me videotaping him. Roll Tide, roll forever. And if y'all win, I got to stand in the service drive and let him videotape me singing Rocky Top.
Well, I mean,
You know,
God, I pray that I get to see that video.
no.
Speaking of rivalries, one of my good friends just sent me this. I guess he's tuned in. Said it's okay to pee in the Tennessee River knowing it becomes Alabama drinking water. I mean, it's great.
Yeah. And and I've noticed, and I was just gonna do it while we're live here in person. I've been really good this week. I hadn't really said a whole lot. I hadn't put anything on social media. And my good friend here,
every day
I get it. And by the way, give a shout out to him. It's his birthday. Happy birthday, buddy.
Thank you.
But yeah,
shout out to Gretchen too. She's feeding Exports Live with Sunrise Bakery. So
we're not gonna share
exactly what I don't need, but
right out. Yeah, it smells amazing. By the way,
yeah, I wish I hadn't opened that box up.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna take a break. But yeah, like just like when you sent that message out, I thought, man, it's gonna be awesome just to talk this. And listen, we talk like this is just 2025 stuff. We're not going back in history, and I know some people put some stuff out on social media, and I'm glad they responded. One was a buddy of mine lives in my neighborhood. Roll Tide, he's a huge Bama fan. That's where he's from, and he was talking about the Cody kick.
And I've got some questions that some people have texted me, and we've got some ones on social media. We'll go toward those toward the end when we kind of get done. But before we get into it, let's talk about college football outside of Tennessee and Alabama.
Oh, yeah.
First big headline we got to talk about. I mean, you and me and Michael and AJ, we've been talking about it. How long can James Franklin get away with pretending to be a football coach? And it's over. Penn State fires James Franklin after 3 losses in a row to Oregon, UCLA, and then to mighty Northwestern.
Mighty Northwestern coming. Hey, listen. And I say it every week, when we were doing the picks, when AJ was going over the schedule, when we were doing the picks, and I keep saying he's going to have a James Franklin moment. Mm-hmm. Well, he had one the first Saturday, and then he's had one the second one, and he's had one now, and it's cost him his job. But here's the thing. I still believe he'll be back in the SEC. I can see him going somewhere like Arkansas if they choose to go away from Petrino.
See, I think that's Petrino's job. I don't think they would have let him fire all the defensive coordinators.
You may be right. And listen, I know we were just talking about Florida. Billy Napier's not going to survive the season, or he's not going to survive at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Of course, there's big names. That's a bigger job. I get it. But I could see James Franklin back in the SEC, and I don't care. Let him come. He sucks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, he did some really good things that had never been done at Vanderbilt. But it's just I've never seen a coach that couldn't get out of his own way a lot.
No.
Penn State, the Oregon, you say, well, okay, they made a hell of a comeback against Oregon just to push that to overtime.
Sure.
Right? And you're thinking, all right, maybe Penn State go to winless UCLA and Nico. And Nico kind of got a little bit of redemption the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I mean, like we were talking about him like, oh my gosh, it was a savior for y'all. And then all of a sudden he goes. Penn State comes in town, and he looks like something he was supposed to have been 2 years ago.
And then Northwestern. I don't. You talking about a team? It's so hard to judge in these era of NIL. Did the team quit on him? Because here's the thing. If I'm Josh Heupel, if I'm Kalen DeBoer, I'm calling a lot of Penn State kids right now.
Right now.
I mean, I don't know what's legal or not legal, but as soon as I can contact some of them,
I'm calling.
I am.
Yes, I'm calling and being like, hey, you want to come play football?
Yeah.
Because, listen, he was getting some.
The talent was there.
Yes. And okay, so the quarterback goes down, but that's not an excuse. Not to be like, to make the play or the dumb decisions he made.
Well, I mean, it goes into what I've been arguing all along. Now, Texas, after that big win, is back in the top 25. Do you realize last week the number 1 and number 2 ranked team in the preseason poll was unranked last week?
Last week they're unranked.
And one has 3 losses and will not be back in.
No,
their season's over.
It's over. Like, it's done for.
But going on to something else, I'll be honest with you. I was a skeptic, but I think Indiana's for real.
See,
in the Big Ten, I think Indiana's for real.
Okay, so they played Oregon. But if you look at the rest of they don't play Ohio State. They don't play Michigan.
No.
They don't play any of those guys.
They could play Ohio State in the
They will get
championship.
throttled.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Ohio State isn't really like putting up astronomical numbers on offense. But to go to Eugene and get that win when everybody and their mothers picked against you. Listen, Indiana looked good on every side of the ball.
They did look good. And listen, props to the coach. If he wants to get a big job, he can get a big job.
Well, he may be your next Penn State coach.
He could be.
And if I'm Florida right now, that's the first person I'm calling.
I'm throwing a book at him.
Yeah.
You want to write your own check? Mm-hmm. But I see what you're saying, but I'm still not completely just drinking the Kool-Aid.
You're going to have to see them in championship week and see what they do.
I want to see championship week. Now, listen,
because I don't think there's no way they don't make it to the Big Ten championship with the schedule they have left.
No, they're already a lock in that game.
Yeah.
I mean, I got a message right here. Like, Alabama has more ranked teams on their schedule than Ohio State, Oregon, and Indiana combined. Mm-hmm. We're not even talking about y'all's schedule. We're just talking about our schedule.
Yeah, no, I think that's true for a lot of the SEC teams.
Yes, Florida had a pretty nasty schedule.
Well, what do we got? I mean, you would have to look at the rankings, but what do we got right now? 10 in the top 25?
It was 9. Last time I looked, it was 9. 10 is 10 now.
Because Texas got back in.
Yeah, because they just had that win. Yeah. So,
all right, let's go on. Speaking of Texas, is Texas A&M and Ole Miss for real?
I'm gonna say I would put my eggs more towards Ole Miss than I will A&M, and that's just me.
Mm-hmm. Well, me and you talked about watching Tennessee and Alabama last week and how they giving us heart attack. And I was pretty down on Tennessee after that game, that we can't stop the run and Alabama's going to kill us. But then you look around the league, Ole Miss should have got beat by Washington State.
Yes, they should have.
Now, clearly they might have been looking ahead to Georgia, which happens.
It does happen, especially for the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna say this: Texas A&M's defense is legit.
It is legit, but I just don't know about that offense.
Yeah, if they have to get in a scoring contest, they're in trouble.
They're in trouble. Yeah. Yes, but if that defense can stay on, that defense is gonna score points too.
Let's see, we got a big week of it. I know LSU goes to Vanderbilt. That could be a big one.
Well, the way
Tom Vandy is favored against a ranked team since 1978. There's been 177 games since then.
Yeah. Vanderbilt's ranked 17th, LSU's 10, but Vanderbilt is the favorite in that contest. Well, I guess I don't know who Texas A&M plays this week, but
Arkansas.
Okay, well, never mind. They're good another week. Utah and BYU is a big one. USC and Notre Dame's a big one. Then, of course, you got LSU and Vanderbilt.
This Ole Miss Georgia game, I think.
Ole Miss Georgia. I think find out if Ole Miss is for real or not. And I think you find out if Georgia's just been really, really lucky in a lot of games or if they've been overrated. Because,
y'all should have beat them.
Well, absolutely. Auburn, which was my next topic.
We got to talk about that.
Listen, SEC officiating. I don't know how you have a multi-billion-dollar a year commodity in the SEC, and we have the worst officiating in all sports. I'm not talking about just college football.
No.
I'm talking all sports. SEC football officiating has been awful. And listen, I know you're not going to feel sorry for Auburn, but you almost got to.
You have to.
They got an apology last week.
Yes.
Because they had Oklahoma beat.
Mm-hmm.
All right. They had to send an apology to Auburn last week. Well, they're going to do it again this week.
And I think that's uncalled for. There shouldn't be an apology sent. It should be a fine, and those officiators, those guys that was on that field this past weekend should not be allowed to officiate the rest of the year.
I'm clapping for you.
Listen, let me tell you something.
I'm clapping for you.
You know, we can say all we want to about Kirby. Can't nobody really like him. And I hate Auburn. But the proof is in the videos. Those are not like somebody setting a video, taking it, and then putting it to social media. We're reading this straight off Bleacher Report.
Well, we're watching it live.
We're watching it live. How, like, for Kirby to be just a grown-ass man, like, how do you get on the stage and be like, that ain't...
Yeah. I was just clapping for my team. Bullshit.
Come on, man. Like... And then you get up on the medical table after you've embarrassed yourself on national TV by doing that, and now Hugh Freeze and Auburn's embarrassed, and you're up there on this medical table at the end of the game chanting and all. Dude, no.
I don't care if it's the oldest rivalry in the SEC or not. You got a gift because you were about to be down 17-0. Listen, I don't know why. Out of all the officials, how many times have we watched ball games? Look, when you go watch a college, especially an SEC game now, you better have 4.5 hours to allot because every play's getting reviewed.
Yes.
All right? Why in the world, in any other circumstance, when Auburn punched that ball in, why didn't they rule it a touchdown and then go back and look at it that way?
And then you can overturn it, but you can't do it the other way.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. I mean, the last time I checked, and I went back and read the rule, and I ain't the smartest person in the world, but it plainly states that the tip of the ball,
nose of football,
just has to touch the white line.
And it clearly did.
He had it in his hand.
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like he wouldn't even got the ball punched out, but he knew it crossed, so he knew it was a touchdown.
Yeah, listen, Georgia ought to be thanking the lucky stars, and, you know, if Ole Miss gets woke up and doesn't play like they did last week against Washington State, they may get exposed. Now, I'm not taking anything away from Alabama going to Georgia and winning that football game. I'm not taking anything away from Tennessee because they played great till about the last 8 minutes.
Right.
But we'll just have to see. As I said, it's a huge week. Let's get into last thing before we take a break. Going into week 8, who are your biggest coaches on the hot seat in college football?
I'm going to start with Napier. I feel like Napier is way up there.
I think he's fired. I think he's already fired, and the committee's out looking right now.
Yeah, and they're just letting him.
He's just holding the place.
Right. Venable at Oklahoma.
Really? Just because how...
Dude,
listen, it's kind of like Alabama and Auburn. It's kind of like Ohio State. I don't care what you've done. You got to beat Texas.
You got to beat Texas. And I'll say,
especially when Florida just beat them.
and I know this is going to sound crazy, but just because Sarkisian beat Oklahoma, don't mean that Texas Booster is happy with him.
Yeah, I think Manning's going to have to keep getting better, or there's going to be a lot of pressure on him to go next man up.
Right, going to be a lot of that.
Now, I think with the success he's had in his first year in the SEC last year and being a Final Four team and finishing second, I think it's bought him a year or two.
Right,
and especially with all the money they've got, you got to give him a chance to spend some money and turn it around. I've got Napier. I got Hugh Freeze. I think you got to give him a pass because he's literally been screwed 2 weeks in a row.
I don't know that they haven't been screwed more than that. They've been in one-possession games all year.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So I think you got to give Freeze just a little bit more time. I don't like Hugh Freeze, but I think you got to give him some more time.
Right.
Now, Mike Norvell, I think you've got to – I mean, I think Florida State job's fixing to come available. You give him a pass because he does the unthinkable and beats Alabama in week 1.
But then then
you lose to 3 teams you shouldn't.
And
2. Let's say 2.
2.
Miami is good.
Yeah, Miami's good. And I think, like – a little bit of me thinks he's losing the team, like he's losing the locker room each week goes.
You can't lose to Pittsburgh, who just just benched their starting quarterback to play a freshman
Yes.
who's not very good, who got beat by West Virginia. You can't lose that game.
Right. I have one more in the SEC, and I hope they keep him forever, and you do too. And that's Stoops and Beamer.
Well, Beamer, those are my last two I got on the list.
Both of those two guys, that I would say those, and I hope they keep them for 30 years.
See, my thing is, I don't know if South Carolina or Kentucky are both content with just being a competitive team every once in a while, but I think the pressure's got to be more on Beamer because, hell, there were people predicting them to be a playoff team.
Oh, I know.
With their quarterback coming in and everything they did to finish out the year last year, and they're 3-3.
3-3, and it looks terrible.
Yeah.
It's not a 3 good win.
I mean, they barely beat Virginia Tech.
Yes, and they suck.
They fired their coach already.
Right. I mean, could we get lucky and see an embarrassment that Belichick gets fired?
Well, I think it's coming.
Reckon they'd run it through his girlfriend first, though?
I don't know. I think she's already put in for the transfer portal.
Oh, you think she has?
But that situation, I don't know.
Boy, that's embarrassing.
I just never could believe that was going to work. The only thing I could think was, well, he can pay players to come now, so maybe he can run it like an NFL team.
But he can't. With their kids.
Yeah.
Like we talk about.
Yeah,
he's not got any adults on that team.
Yeah. All right, well, that's our wrap-up of what's going on besides Tennessee and Alabama. When we come back, we'll get into the third Saturday in October coming this Saturday. We'll be right back.
At C&B Linen, fast, friendly, and reliable service is our promise to you because you're not just a customer, you're family. From multi-use linen to branded floor coverings and a complete range of cleaning supplies, C&B Linen is here to make sure you have everything you need. From our high-quality products to our fast, friendly, and reliable service, you'll experience the difference with C&B Linen because you're not just a client, you're part of our family. You'll be winning with C&B Linen.
Hey everyone, this is Landon Saunders.
And this is Nate Patterson with Cloud9 Fiber.
We're excited to finally be able to offer Lawrenceburg our blazing fast, reliable, and affordable fiber internet services.
If you're looking for a more reliable and more affordable provider, we at Cloud9 Fiber have you covered.
Plans start at $50 a month, and we can offer up to a gigabit to your home or business.
We are excited to be able to offer your first month of service entirely free. We encourage you to sign up on cloud9fiber.com or by calling 931-201-9098 so we can help you make the switch today.
For the best meal from south of the border, head to Cocina Real in Puente Grande for lunch and dinner. With a wide array of mouth-watering entrees, there's something for everyone on the menu. And you can't forget the cheese dip. They'll treat you like family, and you'll never leave hungry. Make Cocina Real Mexican Restaurant and Puente Grande Mexican Restaurant your choice for authentic cuisine, located in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
Hey, this is Phil Hooper. Get the look you want for your favorite school, church, or business with apparel from HD Ink Screen Printing in Leoma, Tennessee. Got a logo you need embroidered or screen printed? Let HD Ink give you the professional look that sets the bar in today's world. We do fundraisers and custom designed apparel and so much more. Call today, 931-201-2961, or come see us at our new shop located at 26 Ingram Road in Leoma. Remember, HD Ink for the look you want and the look you deserve.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
All right, welcome back. I had to go over some of my texts there. I got an Alabama buddy that's apparently watching. He's like, well, I can't say what he said on here. I know we get vulgar every once in a while. Yeah. We can't get that vulgar.
Yeah, we can't get that vulgar.
Well, let's get into it. Saturday at 6:30 our time, we'll have Tennessee at Alabama. Everybody knows who I'm going to be rooting for. Everybody knows who Dusty's going to be rooting for. I know we've got Tennessee and Alabama fans tuning in. But, Dusty, let's get into the numbers. What do you got? What do you got as far as Alabama goes?
I have got our I just went into our offense more than anything. Went into Ty Simpson mainly. As you go to break it down between Alabama and Tennessee off the numbers, like offensively and defensively, as we settle as a team, it's pretty much across the board about the same. But Ty Simpson, he's 134 for 189. He's threw for 1,678 yards and 16 touchdowns.
One interception.
One interception is all he's thrown. And I wanted to talk about that for a minute. You know, he goes to Florida State, his first start on the road. So I'm going to take up for my guy, and he gets his head kicked in.
Had a good opening drive, but after that, it went downhill.
After that, it went downhill. Offensive line didn't play good, but he didn't play good. And so then, as a fan, I'm thinking, gosh, I mean, this kid is sit for 3 years, and that's the best we can get out of him on the road in a game like this.
You were pretty down on him after week one.
Yeah.
You were down on everything.
I was down on everything. I was ready to just throw the towel in.
And then 5 wins later, and here you are.
And then 5 wins later, and I want to say it this way, and I'm going to, and I know my guys are watching. We have beat 3 undefeated teams. Now, granted, Georgia was undefeated, and I think that's a huge win for us.
Well, especially at Georgia, between the hedges.
Yeah. The Vanderbilt game, that was a redemption game for us. You know,
Still their only loss.
But I knew after the Georgia game, and I'm not saying I knew that we was going to beat Vanderbilt, but I knew that our guys were going to be so pumped up after that win at Georgia, plus the redemption game coming into town, like you could have your hands full. And Pavio seen it. He got his head rocked, and he didn't do nothing.
Yeah.
And then the whole Missouri thing. We go to Missouri, we're favored 2.5. I think at kickoff. Might have been 3, but I think it was 2.5 at kickoff. Michael was looking for me. It was 2.5. And, I'm thinking, golly, they ain't lost a game in 2 years at home. Definitely not a fan of their coach, and I don't know why. For some reason, he rips on y'all so much too.
Yeah, him and Hypo, they don't like each other.
They don't like each other at all. But he reminds me of Kirby.
He stands on business.
Yeah, he reminds me of Kirby with that stupid visor that he wears, and he kind of looks like Kirby.
I was going to say he kind of reminds me of Spurrier.
Yeah.
Plus, he's a douche.
Yeah, but we've. I want to get into our run game if we're going to talk about numbers. Jam. We're not going to have Jam Friday or Saturday.
Well, I was asking Hayden Michael, if we've got.
Well, I read today that he's questionable, but listen, guys, there's no way he can play. Him and Meadows were both limp before they ever hit the ground. I just can't imagine him playing, and I don't think he wants to risk playing Jam. So, we always talk about the next man up. So we're going to be running Riley for the most part. So you got another big back. But he don't run like Jam runs. We'll get in our receiving core here in a little bit.
Well, listen, I've got Alabama defense, points per game, 22nd in the nation. Total yards per game, 18th in the nation. Their pass defense is where they are been very, very good.
Yes.
Third in the nation. Pass defense efficiency. But the rushing defense, that's where them and Tennessee are a lot alike. They can't stop the run.
They can't stop a run. I mean, I think both teams, if you look at it, it's a little over 5 yards a carry if you average, So that's definitely not Tennessee or Alabama's MO for their rush defense.
Well, Tennessee had the leading defense stopping the run last year. And it's just been, offensively 36th in the nation points per game, total yards per game 39th, passing yards 15th in the nation, but rushing yards 102nd in the nation. Well, then you go down to Tennessee, points per game, offensively first in the nation, total yards per game 4th in the nation, passing yards 7th in the nation, rush yards 22nd. But then you go to the defensive side, we're 102nd in 103. I think we're just right behind Alabama in rush defense.
Yes.
And then I think we're pretty close to that in pass defense. Here's the deal with Tennessee. If we don't get a sack, oh shit, look out. Well, it's big play after big play if we do not get a sack.
And Ty Simpson's been sacked 12 times.
Yeah. At the end of the day, I feel like you can probably the stats are more like static in this game.
They are.
They're not going to matter.
It's not going to matter at all. And I know it sounds whatever, but this is not the same rush offensive team you get from Bama. It looks different, especially with Jam not being on the field, because he is more of that right down the middle, just pound, pound, pound. Riley's more of he's 240 pounds. He's actually a little heavier than Jam because he's taller. But he's going to bounce out a little bit.
You got a quarterback that can make a decision to run as well.
Yes, and that's what I was going to get to, just like y'all's. And I was going to talk about that with our defensive front. We got to get pressure on Aguilar from the corners or on the ends. We got to keep him there because I feel like when he gets out of the pocket, Aguilar's dangerous. I don't think he throws a great deep ball.
He just throws it up and trusts his receivers.
He does, and Brazel, or is it
Brazel?
Brazel. I mean, listen. I mean, 1-on-1, Alabama's. I mean, we can't stop him 1-on-1.
Well, like I said, the front four, Tennessee leads the nation in sacks. But if we don't get a sack, or it's almost like Tennessee doesn't know how to count on defense. They put 7 in the box, well, we put 4 or 5.
Right.
Clearly they're going to run the football, but I don't know. Tim Banks is going to have to show me something. But when it comes down to it, I think me and you had said it. Josh Heupel cannot play conservative if Tennessee has a 3-point lead with 8 to 10 minutes to go. He can't play conservative.
No, and that's what I say about the board. And I got it in my notes here, and I'd have done it to laugh, but. This game could easily come down to a dumb coaching decision on either side.
Clock management. Now, let me, I think you're building a little bit more confidence than you had in DeBoer, but now those 2 4th down calls he made last week, and that won him the ball game.
Well, it sure did, but Ty Simpson had to make the best throw of his career on that one.
He did.
And then, of course, the little shuffle pass to Jam on the side, but we shouldn't have been there.
Right, you're right, just like Tennessee and Arkansas.
Yeah.
Had a 17-point lead.
And I've said it for years, and I'm really saying it now. In the SEC, as much as we beat on each other, you got to think, we talk about Vanderbilt having win-loss. We talk about Missouri at win-loss. We talk about all these teams like, you can't take your foot off. I mean, it's hammer the whole game. If you beat them by 70, okay, you beat them by 70. But I'm scared we're going to get in a shootout with y'all, and that front. I don't think all right. Now, you're not going to get on our left side, Caden Proctor. You're not going to disrupt him. But it's the other side that I'm worried about. And that's the side Ty Simpson, if you watch him, he likes to go to that way because he is right-handed. I get it. If we get in a shootout with y'all, I'm scared.
Well, I feel like we're just mirroring off each other because I'm the same way because the Heupel offense that we've all known, it seems like the Georgia game was the first instance we saw him take his foot off the gas and play conservative. Well, then you go to Mississippi State, things aren't going well. Kind of had the same very questionable clock management. I can't understand it. And then Arkansas. I mean, you had a 17-point lead. You had a chance to just blow them out of the door. You run a slow developing draw play up the middle about 8 straight times and have to punt it. And, of course, they do what 2-minute offense with a scrambling quarterback that's got some wheels do. They marched down the field and scored on you, was an onside kick away from beating you.
Yes. So that gives me a little hope. Maybe Heupel overthinks it a little bit maybe.
Well, listen, if there's, and it's one of the questions we've got that one of our comments got into, but and we'll go over those when we come back from this next break. But it's one thing we got to get big into is I think Heupel needs this win more than the board needs this win, and we'll get into that when we come back here on the Exports Network.
Are you looking for the perfect refrigerator? What about a new stove or washer or dryer? It only makes sense to shop at the one place that specializes in appliances, top to bottom, big or small. And that's Kelly Appliance in Lawrenceburg. Kelly Appliance is home to all major name brands, including LG. LG makes life good with a full selection of refrigerators, cooking appliances, dishwashers, microwaves, and more, including appliances made right here in Tennessee. Family owned and family operated. Stop by Kelly Appliance on Jerry Street in Lawrenceburg today.
At Lawrenceburg Federal Bank, we're proud to be locally owned and operated because we're not just a bank, we're family. When you call, you'll be greeted by a friendly representative who's ready to discuss your banking needs, as well as offer our competitive rates on CDs and money market accounts. Our loan decisions are made in-house and never sold to a secondary market because our commitment is simple. You matter to us. At Lawrenceburg Federal, we offer all the conveniences of larger banks with a personal touch. Join us at Lawrenceburg Federal Bank, where community, trust, and service come together.
Make your lawn a legacy. At Legacy Lawn and Landscapes, we put more than 16 years of experience into your goals. We won't meet your expectations, we'll exceed them. We offer consultation, installation, maintenance, hardscapes, construction, and land clearing services. Owner John and Jamie Brewer with their team are dedicated to providing the highest quality landscape services to commercial and residential clients in Middle Tennessee. Service, teamwork, results. That's how you leave a legacy.
Why should you bank with Employee Resources Credit Union? We offer a wealth of services, including mobile banking, video banking, bill pay, and more. We also offer loan rates that are lower than those of our competitors. Employee Resources Credit Union has been a financial pillar since 1964, providing long-time support to members of the community. Join us and become part of the ERCU commitment, not for profit, for service.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
And welcome back in here to this special edition of X Sports Live, where we got a Cuttin Up Clint and Dusty, the third Saturday in October edition.
Yeah.
Dusty, we're going to get in some of our listeners' questions and some that people had texted me. First, our old buddy Scoop, Brian Newton. He wanted me to ask Dusty how it felt to watch that duck of a kick go through 3 years ago. I know the whole place I was at erupted. Years of misery helped squeeze that one in.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, Scoop. It was heartbreaking. That was a game that I thought we had won. Probably one of the first times I ever questioned Nick Saban's play call.
Well, we've talked about this. I think he's the greatest coach of all time. I don't think there's any dispute in that. Of course, there's some people who don't think Michael Jordan was the greatest player of all time either.
Right.
But to me, he's the greatest coach of all time. But that was the worst in-game play calling I'd ever seen because he threw it 3 times for incomplete pass that allowed 11 seconds. Me and Michael were talking about this before. 11 seconds for Josh Heupel, who, all of a sudden has got real conservative. He just needed 11 seconds to get in field goal range to beat Alabama that year.
Right.
But threw it 3 times when all you had to do was run it 3 times, and then at worst you're going to overtime. I could not believe those play calls.
And that for me, that was...
Of course, you maybe had the best quarterback in college football that you trusted to make those throws, but I don't know.
I don't know. And so I guess my answer to Scoop is it was heartbreaking to see Nick kind of fall right there. Fell in that game on his play calling more than a duck kick from 40 yards.
I will give you this, and a lot of my good friends that are Alabama fans, they accepted it graciously and almost kind of was proud for us. And I feel like that's how you were.
Yeah.
It was a great football game. Came down to the very end. I will say this. You didn't handle it like a jerk like some Alabama or Tennessee fans would do. Dusty Sherman will know if we thought Tennessee fans could actually read this post, there are more than 3 letters in the words. That troll.
That a boy, Sherman.
Is this your buddy Scott Ricard?
Yes.
Said 2009, Mount Cody blocking the last-second field goal to seal the victory for the Tide. Cody had 2 blocked field goals. Lee Tiffin went 4 for 4 and was the only point scored for Alabama, 12-9, I think.
I think it was 12-10. Yeah, because the field goal he blocked would have won the game instead of tied
it. Before you give yours, I think I've told this on here. Jenna, my middle one, she would have been 7 at the time, and she is a diehard Tennessee fan, and she had a league basketball game that Saturday at David Crockett Elementary School. We hauled butt, got home, and watched that second half, and me and her on our hands and knees in the floor. Holding hands and praying, and it never even got out of his armpit.
Yeah, I was in Florence. We were actually at Buffalo Wild Wings watching that game. And you could have heard I don't know if you've ever been to Buffalo Wild Wings in a football game. You can't hear nothing. Mm-hmm. You could have heard a pin drop.
Oh, so you were in Buffalo Wild Wings in
Florence.
But you could have heard a pin drop. Oh, before he kicked.
Before he kicked. That's what I'm saying. Like when that ball was snapped, it was just, everybody's just staring. Like, nobody's at their tables. You're just walking around, everybody's up. And you're just like, oh, my God. And you just see this. Cody looked like he had baseball mitts for hands anyways. His arms, like 12 inches wide this way. And it's like you said, like the ball just stuck, like he almost caught it with his armpit. And then the place just erupted. Like, so for me, that was a moment in an Alabama game.
Because that was national championship year.
Yeah.
2009.
2009, that was Nick's first.
And the thing that, of course, Michael probably wasn't old enough at that point, but that was Kiffin's one and only year, and us Tennessee fans were excited. Kiffin, in his press conference, called out Urban Meyer and Saban and said how he was going to beat both of them this year. Well, he didn't, but he played Florida closer than Fulmer had in the last 5 years, and he was a field goal away from beating Alabama in a national championship year.
Yes, look, that, we already knew who Kiffin was, but I think that with Kiffin that year with y'all kind of set him up to kind of where he's at today.
Yeah, I think he got a little bit humbled going to USC, his dream job, and then get fired. But I think he learned to back up that mouth by coaching under Saban.
I'll always say it. I went to a couple of home games when he was there in Tuscaloosa. And people, you see on TV, but it's really funny to watch it live when you're
Saban chewing that ass.
Listen, and Kiffin was in his back pocket. It was almost like one of those monkey things that you put on your kid. Yeah. It was almost like Lane was walking around holding on the back of Saban's cord, and he was in his ass from the start to finish. It didn't matter. We could have went 4 plays, 85 yards, and just and then Nick was instead of coaching the team, he's coaching Kiffin.
I do remember one soundbite that you could hear one time. He threw a pass. He tried to play on third down, threw a pass. It's incomplete, stopped the clock. Alabama's got a 7-point lead or whatever. And he looked at, you could read his lips. He said, "Do you not know how effing good our defense is? Run the ball and punt it."
Yeah, that was Nick. Yeah. And that's what I go back to, like this past weekend with DeBoer. Run it 3 times and punt.
Mm-hmm. Well, you ain't got those defenses.
We don't have those guys. Those defenses are not heard of anymore.
And there's never going
to be a 2009 or 2011 Alabama defense. Mm-hmm. It's just not going to happen.
No. All right. That we got a little far-fetched on that one, but thank you, Scott, for that. Let's see. I think our wives said something here.
Well, they trying to be funny.
Gretchen says, well, that cuts me out. I said it don't, if as long as it's not vulgar enough, we'll read it out. And Gretchen said, well, that counts me out. And then your wife said, same. What do we even talk about now? I tell you what you talk about. Y'all get together and talk about how lucky women y'all are.
That's what I think. They need to talk about.
That's what I do.
Having two guys like me and Clint, it can cook.
I tell mine all the time, she going to miss me one day.
I told mine that just the other night.
All right, let's get into some other questions. My buddy Jimmy, he wanted to know which team is the win more crucial for? Who can afford a loss? I'll go first. I think Tennessee could actually afford a loss more than Alabama can, because if Tennessee does lose and happens to run the table, your losses are to two top 5 ranked teams at the time.
Absolutely.
I mean, they're I think you still got a chance to get in if you can run the table, and your 2 losses are the 2 top 10 teams.
Right.
Whereas Alabama, if you lose at home, and then you've got that Florida State. Now, granted, this is saying both of them have to run the table.
Right. Yeah.
Which may not happen for either one.
It may not happen. Yeah, for sure.
But to me, I think Tennessee actually does have the better chance because your losses look better than the win.
Right. So I'm going to go a little different with you. We talked about it off air. I think Heupel has to win this one.
Yeah, no. Now, I'm saying, this question is basically just for possibly making the playoffs or whatever.
Okay, so, We'll
get to kind of which one it means more.
There again, I think maybe we need to win the game for us in our playoff run. And I know I got a buddy of mine who's probably watching, and he's a Tennessee fan, and mine and his arguments are always he thinks Alabama gets special treatment in the rankings. We've beat 3 undefeated teams, and
Alabama took a hell of a bump too after that week 1 loss.
Yeah, we took a hell of a bump, and now we're trying to come back up. So I feel like
I think what he says probably you would agree with too. It's what we'd said. Look at Texas and Penn State; they were ranked solely on. It's just if you've got a bigger brand name, you're going to get a bigger push.
Well, sure,
with these voters, just like Tennessee. I don't know that Tennessee's the 11th ranked team in the country. I don't know that we're a top 20 team, to be honest with you, but we'll find out.
But what I'm tired of hearing is this not the Alabama team that everybody talks about. Every team that my buddy's talking about, that you talk about, that Michael talks about, is a Nick Saban Alabama team.
Yeah.
We're not talking about a Callan DeBoer Alabama team. Callan DeBoer's not going to get the treatment Nick Saban got.
No, and I'll be honest with you, I don't think anybody is now.
No,
I think we're in a day of college football where when you can pay players and the talent is spread out more, listen, it's always going to be a running joke that Alabama played players. Well, listen, I remember to go watch Tennessee play when T. Martin was there, and he had a Denali there that I know he couldn't afford.
He didn't afford.
You know what I mean? Right. So it happens everywhere, but where you're not getting the reason people can beat anybody, kids aren't setting.
No,
you don't have kids going to play for Saban and setting for 2 years and learning, and then playing 2 years and getting drafted. Kids want to play right away, and it evens out the talent.
Sure.
And I think that's why you see so many teams can have close games that you wouldn't think should be close games and get upset.
And that's why you were right about the whole Penn State thing with Franklin getting fired. We need to get them players before Ohio State and Michigan get them.
And I honestly think in today's game, the better coach means a lot more now.
Yes.
Because you're having to coach your team with equal talent across the field because everybody's getting paid. Now, your payroll, like Tennessee's payroll, should be a lot more than Mississippi State.
Absolutely.
I'm not saying that, but still, you get the right kid in there, it can make a difference.
Sure it does.
But anyways, going back to what we'd said, you think probably more crucial for Alabama. To me, I think it honestly is for Tennessee because if those are your only 2 losses is to Georgia and at Alabama, both ranked in the top 10, and you can win out, if there is I think you got to be the first 10-2 team in SEC that gets in if those are your first 2 losses.
Oh yeah, I'll agree with that for sure. But also look at it, if we can win, if we lose, it worries me. Even though that and we run the table, that's still that 2 loss. But that Florida State loss is going to haunt us, I'm afraid, and I think it could just haunt us in the ranking. I'm not saying we could still get in, but I don't have to run a gauntlet.
Yeah.
I'm going to be selfish right there.
Right.
So that's why I think a win this weekend against y'all, because y'all are a top 15 team, and it's the rival game. But I think a win against y'all could help really. Even if we slip up and lose another game that's not this weekend, if we win this weekend, if you slip up and lose one, maybe to Oklahoma or something like that, it may not be as bad on us.
Yeah.
That's.
Well, Brandon wants to know, and after everything I've read and seen, I think it's unanimous across Josh Pate, a lot of these guys on YouTube and streamers that I watch. I think it's a pretty level thing that does the winner of this game have the right to say they've got the best quarterback in the SEC? Because right now, I think both those two are your 1As and 1B.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue that at all. I think whichever team wins, if it's y'all, Aguilar's number one.
Well, I think
unless Ty just has one of these crazy games, he throws for 304 touchdowns and y'all beat us on a field goal or something. And Aguilar don't have those numbers,
right.
But yes, you're right. Whatever team wins, I think has got the number one quarterback.
Yeah, and to listen, it's we've seen it kind of weed out. I was getting a little bit pissed off there a few weeks ago. Joey Aguilar couldn't get any talks. Everybody's talking about Art still, even though he looked like crap for 3 games. Everybody's talking about Oklahoma's quarterback
or Legway,
or DJ Legway, or Lenore Sellers
or Nussmeier.
Yeah, at Nussmeier. I don't know that I can't throw it farther than Nussmeier. There's something wrong with that shoulder.
There's something wrong with it.
Better Saturday. I'll give him that. It had a little more zip on it. It wasn't 100%.
He's not throwing a ball like Ty Simpson or Aguilar throws. Ty Simpson throws as hard as he can. He throws like a Tom Brady ball.
Yeah. Brandon, I think they do. I think whichever one. I think whichever one wins this gets to say, I'm the best quarterback in the SEC.
Absolutely.
But then you got to follow it up for the other half of the season. We alluded this earlier. Alabama is ranked 102nd in rushing. Tennessee is ranked 70th in rush defense. So who do you think is going to win that battle? Because at the end of the day, you've got to be able to run the football, to get first downs, to run clock. Tennessee is not very good stopping the run, and Alabama is not very good running. And you don't, who knows if Tennessee's going to have their running back?
Well, that was going to be a question I was going to have before we close the show out.
We're hoping Michael can give us an injury report.
So right now, for Alabama, questionable, Jalen Mbakwe and Jam Miller. Out. It's the same people it has been most of the season. For Tennessee, probable, Deshaun Bishop, running back, questionable, tight end Ethan Davis, and out for the first half for targeting Edwin Spillman.
And that could be huge.
Well, and that's I know we're talking about rushing, and so I'll go into that.
So neither team's running back is going to be at 100%.
Right.
Well, sure. We're going to be running a 3-headed monster with 2 freshmen, and Deere is a sophomore, I'm pretty sure. So, to me, that gives y'all the advantage on the run game. But, for us, Ty Simpson, that's somebody who can cause some havoc with his legs. If he gets to where he can run the ball a little bit, that's going to open us up a little bit more.
Well, that's almost my biggest fear, is because Tennessee's front four can put pressure. They lead the nation in sacks. But I think Ty Simpson's good enough to recognize that, step through the pocket, pick up 6-8 yards.
Right.
Because Tennessee's pass defense and rush defense is just not very good. That's my biggest concern, and this is Tennessee's defense. Cody wanted to know which team has the best chance to run the table after this game. No matter what happens in this game, looking at the schedule, who do you think has the best chance? And we'll go over. Michael, pull up Alabama's schedule, and I'll pull up Tennessee's.
You want me to go first?
Which I know Tennessee. So, who's Alabama got next week?
At South Carolina, and then next week, they're off the next week. Home versus LSU. Home versus Oklahoma, home versus Eastern Illinois, and then at Auburn.
So not bad. Both
teams have 2 ranked games remaining, and they're both at home.
LSU and who was the other?
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. And we don't honestly. who knows what Oklahoma really is?
No, you don't know because the quarterback's. I think he's still hurt.
Mm-hmm.
I know they were talking about how he had his finger taped up or whatever, his thumb, and he was still throwing a tight spiral. He didn't look good the other
So
night.
after this week, they've got one common opponent, which is Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
Tennessee has Oklahoma, Kentucky, who is our cupcake, New Mexico State. Then you go to Florida, and then you've got Vanderbilt at home. Now, I'm not, I honestly feel better about Tennessee right now winning at Tuscaloosa, which I don't feel real good about, than I do at them winning at the Swamp.
I'm going to agree with that.
I'm praying that by the time Tennessee plays at the Swamp, that they fired Napier, they got players leaving, setting out left and right, and it's just an old-fashioned ass whipping. Right. That's what I'm hoping. Right. I'm hoping they've quit. But watch, they'll go on a winning streak and be hotter than a $2 pistol.
Right.
Nobody coaches better than Billy Napier when he knows he's about to get fired.
No, and especially against y'all. I think it's a toss-up right there. We talked about LSU a little bit. I'm not sold on Kelly at all. Their offense is terrible. They're going to bring it against Alabama. They always do because it's a rival. Like you said about Oklahoma, we don't know what they got.
Well, here's my thing. I was going to say I think Alabama has the best chance to run the table.
I think we do just because of what you just said.
The two best teams you have left are not very good offensively.
They're not.
Just not.
Now, the other game we didn't talk about, I think we have the best chance just because y'all have to go to Florida. Mm-hmm. But we also got to go to Auburn.
You have to, and listen, you can throw stats, you can throw records.
You just throw all that out the window.
If Auburn can get on a little bit of a winning streak and finally get some good calls and some good luck, who knows what that game will be like.
And Hugh Freeze, I don't like him. We talked about that, but he's a scary coach. Mm-hmm. Especially
he's like Petrino.
But in that game, like you said, like people don't. If people are just college football fans, whatever. We're talking about Tennessee, Alabama tonight. That's what we're talking about. That Iron Bowl game, guys, it's different. It's probably more different than this game.
Oh yeah, no. I went with Corey Borum one time, and my gosh, you better pick a side. You better pick a side, or they won't let you be neutral in it.
No, I was there when Cam played. I was in Tuscaloosa when we're playing Cam in the Iron Bowl.
Is that when you had the big lead and lost it?
Yeah, and we had that big lead. He was laying on the football. He would lay, and you could see, like if you go back and watch video footage of it, you can see him in his helmet smiling because he just lays on the ground on the football and just smiles at the camera, and there's nothing we can do about it.
Yeah.
But anyways, I don't, man. We'll get into what I said about the end of the game about what I lost here in a second.
Let's see. Last question I got from a fan: if Tennessee can win this one, that would have Bama, Georgia, Tennessee all beating each other at each other's places. Who goes to Atlanta? Because none of these teams left play Texas A&M, and I think Texas A&M probably is going to be one that goes. Right?
I thought Ole Miss would go, or are they not on the other side?
Well, Ole Miss has played Georgia this week.
And they got Oklahoma as well.
And they play Texas A&M. So one of those, I think one of those two are going to be one.
Right. How do you do it? Did you go by the scores? Don't you go by points?
That's the first tiebreaker, I think, after the head-to-head matchup if they play.
Which would head-to-head would all go the same because they've all beat each other at each other's places.
Yeah. So what do you do?
I think it's the margin of victory. I think it goes to that.
So like
points allowed, points scored.
Yeah.
Well, if that's the case, then y'all are in. We can't score enough.
All right, well, we're going to go over our pick'ems. We're going to go over a little bit of a rant. We're going to go over what we think the keys to the game are and give our picks on who wins when we come back.
Being raised in Tennessee, we believe in the importance of family and community. Creating a positive experience at our family-owned and operated business is one of the ways we share that belief.
Being in an accident can be extremely stressful. When it came time for my repairs, Mashburn's made it easy.
I am lucky to have a wonderful company in my community like Mashburn's Collision Center. It's reassuring to know that I'm in good hands because their work is second to none.
We pride ourselves that the Mashburn name is one of the most trusted in Lawrence County since 1981. Mashburn's Collision Center. Let our family take care of yours.
Shop McMaster's Home Gallery for furniture, appliances, and more. And shop quality, shop convenience, shop service, shop local. A family-owned business with a long history of serving the region. We're a one-stop home furnishings destination. We feature brands you know, competitively priced, backed by professional installation and service. You can trust that we'll take good care of you before and after the sale. For your home, shop smart. Shop McMaster's Home Gallery today.
Got primary care? Find your way to better health with Primary Care by One Stop Medical. With decades of combined experience, you'll find a one-on-one relationship just like the old days, but with the convenience and technology of today. When One Stop Medical does primary care, it's the best. Call today for an appointment and find your way to healthy living. Serving Lawrenceburg, Pulaski, and Hohenwald. Phone 931-244-8220. Primary Care by One Stop Medical at its best.
From our humble beginnings to today, Parks Lumber Company has continuously served Lawrence and surrounding counties for over a century. Although we started as a small lumber yard in 1896, we have grown to include everything you need to make your dream project come to life. No matter your building needs, our experienced staff will be with you every step of the way to ensure you receive the highest customer service and attention to detail you deserve. Visit us at 106 2nd Street or on Facebook. We guarantee you will see working with PLC is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
There are now more ways to save at Quick Mart. Become a Quick Club member and easily earn rewards on qualifying purchases at Quick Mart convenience stores using the Quick Club app, available on the Apple App Store and Google Play. To save on fuel for work, use the Fuel Rewards Pro app to earn 5 cents a gallon on work fill-ups and redeem the savings for yourself. To get started, visit fuelrewards.com/pro or download the app in the Apple App Store and Google Play.
Top quality equipment rentals at the right price. It's not too good to be true at Rent Right Equipment and Sales. We guarantee clean, reliable products that are up to your standards. Our family-owned business has been doing that for more than 40 years. Let our friendly and knowledgeable staff take care of you from purchase to maintenance. Saws, drills, lifts, mowers, generators, you name it, we've got it. Stop by and see our inventory today, located on Buffalo Road in Lawrenceburg.
Let me tell you about a place that has it all. For your home, bedroom, kitchen, lawn, and more. It's a home-owned and home-operated business that's been around for over 70 years, so you know they're doing something right. At Swap and Shop Center in Lawrenceburg, you'll find top name brands for every room of your house, and top brands for the outside too. Looking for appliances, televisions, couches, safes, bedding, mowers, and well, the list goes on. So make the drive today to 824 North Military Avenue in Lawrenceburg and be treated right.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
All right, final segment. Welcome back in to X Sports Live special third Saturday in October edition. Dusty, let's just get into it. Tell me who you're picking, why you're picking them, and how you honestly think this ball game's going to go.
All right, so I'm taking my boys in red, and I think Ty Simpson has a game with Jeremy Bernard. I don't think y'all can stop him.
No, I know we can't.
And I think as long as that offensive line can hold up, Ty Simpson will pick y'all apart. I'm not calling a blowout at all. I think the over and under is too little. It's right at 60. It's 59.
Yeah, there may be 100 points scored.
There may be 100 points scored. But that's where I'm going with it. Jeremy Bernard will be the difference maker. And I'm going to throw out one more key player just for what he is, and that's Caden Proctor.
Yeah. It's going to be huge on that left side, blind side.
I'm not a Ryan Williams fan. I think he's a diva. I think he was just after the money. He leads the SEC in drops. So I think Ryan Williams, we just seen against Missouri with him on the field. Ty Simpson doesn't have any confidence in him whatsoever catching the ball. So I think you're going to see a Jeremy Bernard show. I really believe that.
All right. Well, listen, I'm going to pick Tennessee, even though I feel sick about it. You know,
I'm not saying I'm confident. I'm going my boys.
But here's the thing: Tennessee has got to play aggressive. I think it's going to be a shootout. I think if Tennessee gets a lead, if Tennessee gets a 3-point lead, they can't try to run clock. You have to keep trying to score. And I think Josh Heupel knows that. This is going to be his signature win. Now, there's none bigger than the 1 in 22.
Sure.
But now he's got to have a big road win, and there's none bigger. There's none bigger than going to Alabama and getting a win. And it's time. It's time for him to prove himself. It's time. We don't know what Joey Aguilar's like. This is going to be the most hostile environment he's ever played in. Now, he's lived up to everything. He's passed expectations. You know, for Tennessee to have lost Nico right before training camp. You lost the SEC Offensive Player of the Year last year to the draft.
Yep.
You lost 4 offensive linemen. We're leading the nation in offense. I would have never predicted that.
Right.
I'm thinking my prediction is going to be Tennessee gets just enough sacks from their defense that they make Alabama put together 8, 10, 12 play drives. That Tennessee stays in it. Tennessee's offense prevails. Tennessee wins this one 42-35.
I'm going 49-35.
49-30. You going to beat us by 2 touchdowns?
I think we're going to see a
Hell,
second.
I'll make that $20 bet right now.
I think we're going to see a show. I think he's going to put one on for us.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go ahead and say my other devil's advocate right here is hell. Each coach could lose a game for their own team, and that's a 1,000% fact.
I just said it. I mean, Heupel can't play conservative. It cost him against Georgia. It almost cost him at Mississippi State, and it almost cost him against Arkansas.
But he can't be too aggressive and do something stupid like go for.
Well, no, I don't think we need to see. I don't think trick plays are in the book. The only trick play I think you may see is a Caden Proctor in the Wildcat, and that's going to be on a goal line, and y'all just going to have to try to stop 6'7", 355.
But we'll just lay it and try to get the ball back enough time.
Right.
We'll just lay it.
But in all seriousness, I think it's going to be a hell of a game. I think them boys are going to leave it all on the line.
Yeah.
Listen, but if it was a 10-7 game, I don't know that I wouldn't love it, because that means it's one in the trenches.
Well, I mean, look, the ultimate test is Joey. I mean, because out of all the flaws both teams have defensively, Alabama's pass defense is legit.
It is.
It is legit. But the reason I'm thinking, I said there may be 100 points scored in this game, and there could be. There could be 100 points scored in this game. But I think Tennessee is going to establish the run against Alabama's suspect run defense, and I think they're going to try to slow the game down.
You're right, but also, as I told mine was walking out, there's no way that Alabama, I think, can run the football efficient enough against y'all's defense.
Well, I don't know. Everybody else sure the hell has been.
Well,
and Arkansas seemed to do it pretty good, didn't they, Michael?
I just think that we're going to struggle on that side of the ball. It's not been great. The Alabama run game has not been like it's been in years. So, I don't know. I think it's going to turn out to be a damn good one, though.
I do want to give some shout-outs to my buddies Brent, Jimmy, and Scott. They're watching. They've been sending group texts. We've been roasting our buddy Brent, who's like you. He's a big, dumb Alabama fan. But
Brent, I don't know who you are, but you my boy.
So, guys, thank you all for tuning in, and I miss you fellas. Dusty, we got to enjoy it with each other. Not a whole lot of ribbon. I've had bragging rights for a year. I've enjoyed it. So if I only have it for 4 more days, I'll take whatever you want to give me the next year.
Well, I've always been pretty respectful.
Well, yeah, because y'all been dominant. Probably got old.
First 2 or 3 years
But
was
just
good.
remember, Tennessee's won 2 out of the last 3.
That's exactly right, and that is scary.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to X Sports Live, this special edition of Third Saturday in October. Next week, hopefully, it'll be back to more of a professional show. We'll have AJ back. We'll have Michael back. Michael, thank you for being our producer. For Dusty Kaiser, this is Clint Brazier saying so long, everybody.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.